Page get by text.
So page dot get by text, swag labs. So it's not opening. Yeah, this one, right? This text.
Page dot.
So then I want to type the value here, right?
That
Just
expect, right? So when we are verifying, we need to have expect.
yeah, when you want to verify
Await
the verifications, always you will use expect.
page locator. Page dot the text is equal to swag. We can also use page dot locator also.
Yeah, page dot locator, and you can get the text
Text is
content
equal
method,
to,
and you
yeah,
get it, and to be
to be
visible, you
visible.
can set it also. So, but this one is going to directly, so this text is there or not, to be visible or not, it will check. This is the inbuilt function. So it just checks. So
Okay.
straightforward.
Okay. Page dot get text.
Okay. So next, fill the username value, right? You can fill the username value. So here we have a placeholder. I'm going to use a placeholder. And also ID is there. We'll use for the second one ID. We'll use ID. So you see get by role text box we use, but a name, username you can use. This is also another one good example. Get by role. Page dot get by role text box. So name, so we have a name, username, but let me use for the second one, fill admin. You're pressing the tab. See the keyboard keys you can use to press to go to the next page, next thing. I can use here locate place or get by placeholder. So get by placeholder. You can directly write the value. So placeholder value, username, press tab. Okay. So you can observe there page, locator, and the action method. So page, the element identification, the method. So let me use the ID for this. So there is ID for this, right? Let's use ID. So ID we need to give both, okay? Both you have to pass. So in single quotes you have to give entire thing. So observe this. I'm going to write locator, locator. In the locator, you just give this.
So,
Simple.
Ravi,
Yeah.
so what are the problems we might uncover during the page objects? Like,
You won't only will get one thing if that element is referring to multiple elements, right? The locator, whatever you have given, then it will complain.
so you mean
So it will clearly tells you in the log, okay, this locator is referred by multiple elements. Please make unique object identification. It will give a clear message for us. That's a one problem you will see that in the locator's case. Another one, if you give a wrong one, it will tell could not find the element, right? So that's another problem you can face.
But there is no difference between Selenium and this one on
Yeah,
identifying objects.
identification, any tool, it's a common.
It's common even in running also. Sometimes the reason I'm asking, right? I used to maintain the test scripts before, but I see a lot of uh, identification problems, even though the code was not touched. I'm not sure why it's been like that or what makes it changes, why it is
It
happening.
so the different reason, we need to see exact reason why you are getting, maybe the timeout issues, right? Maybe timing, network, so you have to wait for the, sometimes you have to wait for the page here also. So it is very fast, right? You might need to give a little bit wait. Generally it will wait, but sometimes the page navigation time, uh, you might need to wait. So set timeout, you have to set the timeout little bit, maybe 1 second or 2 seconds you have to set that. So such cases, your identification might not identify. That time maybe page is not loaded, but they're claiming auto wait. Sometimes you might see these issues.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we need to see, you capture all those things, we'll see that, okay? It depends on the scenario, on the application wise.
Yeah.
Generally, you will see, I see the most of the cases, the locator, if it is having multiple instances, multiple elements, it is recognizing and it will tell. For example, name is common for all the multiple elements and you have given name and it will complain. If your
Okay.
class you are using, it is common for multiple elements, you are giving that and it will tell. So this is identifying multiple elements. So make it a unique view. That's what the common problem I have seen.
Okay.
Yeah. So next one, you can see get by role.
Ramesh,
Uh,
question
yeah.
here. When you are running this one, might be I missed that one, but it is going in unattended mode, right? So how do, meaning
Unattended mode
it's
means,
running in the background. I think it for me it is not opening the sourcedemo.com when you run it.
no. So I opened in the browser this one.
Oh, you open in the browser. Okay.
I opened in the browser. This is the browser, not here.
Okay.
So if you want to code gen, you can use code gen, but I am not using code gen. I opened in my own browser.
Okay.
See this one. I'm using my own browser to do that. See login button. So generally that is the name, right? So you can see login. We can use this name. So I can use a login to click on that. So let me write the same thing. How can you, the fill also, I'll different approach. Let me show you that.
So can we put the get by placeholder dot fill? Can we also write that one also, right? Anything
No,
we
you have
can
to give locator, right? You have to give locator. Get by placer, you can do that. Same.
get by.
I want to use a different. That's why I
Okay.
just.
Okay. Got it.
So I want to show you different locators, right? That's why I kept it. So this one, see how I'm going to write. Await page dot fill. See, we are using a CSS selector here. Simple. Okay. So either this one is correct and this one is correct. Any one you can use. See, observe the 10th and 11th lines. So 10th line, what we did, page, locator, and the method. And the 11th line, page, method, and method inside you are giving locator and value. So that is also correct, but one use one only, not required both, but I just want to show you, that's why I have written here. So another one, even click also.
But
So let me,
why we use the placeholder next to the input placeholder? It usually we go by text box, right? Input text box equal to username.
I can, so see, based on your need, right? Based on your, see, I want interested more on placeholder. This is the unique I feel that. I'm going for the placeholder locator, the basically attribute property, right? So these properties, these are all called properties. So how can you identify if you have an option only placeholder is there in your application? Then how can you do that? So they provided the locator, get by placeholder locator they provided. Quickly it will identify. So for every attribute properties, they have provided the locators. Even alt attribute based you can identify, title attribute based you can identify, right? So these are all the properties based locators they provided. So that we discussed in the beginning, right? These are all locate by label, locate by role we have seen already, locate by text, alt text, title attribute, test ID attribute. These are all attributes. Title, these are all called properties or attributes. So attributes based you can identify. So before no, Selenium will provide only ID, name, CSS class, right? But they are giving extra here. So that we don't have in Selenium. I don't need to use ID or name, but I used ID also here. But you can use any one of them. Get by placeholder, get by role. You can tell role. So this is the control, right? You can tell, yeah, it's a control based. You can identify text box. Or I'm just showing here different ways you can, how you can identify. So all the features it has given to us, extra features. So Selenium doesn't have this property based. If you want to go with other properties, you have to use either XPath or CSS, right? You don't have a direct option to write like this. So get by role, get by placeholder, or you can use a locator also directly. You can write a locator. Locator means it will take as a element identification with this, the mechanism, what mechanism you are using to identify that element. Again, get by role. This is the one. Fill I have shown you here, and this is the one option you can use. Let me show you for click also. So await page dot click. So I can write a either CSS selector. Let me write a CSS selector. Okay. So we have a input tag, right? It's an input tag. Type submit. I can use, or hash login button we can use. This is the CSS selector. See, you can directly, either this one is okay and this one is okay. Both are correct only. So I'm showing both ways, guys. It's up to you which one you want to use. Or you can write, this is another one. Let me show you locator. XPath based. So input, so @ type equal to submit. See, but check here whether it is identifying or not. Okay, so make sure Control F, you do check that. See, it is identifying 1 of 1. So exactly it is identifying the button. So whatever you are writing, that is identifying or not, you check it. So then you use it here. Otherwise you are not sure, you don't know. And I hope you all aware of selector sub. How many of you are aware of selector sub?
Yeah, I'm aware of that one.
Yes.
Yeah. So that will give you a nice CSS selector. It's a extension for Chrome. Install it. Okay. So this is the, so I already installed. You can see selector sub. It will give you automatically all the, so CSS selector, XPath, everything it will be given to you. By default, it will give you just you highlight, spy on that element, and you will get the by default CSS selector and XPath. Okay. So if you don't have, install it. It's very, very useful one.
Where we need to get that one installation?
So just go to Google, just type selector sub for Chrome. It's an extension for Chrome browser. See, XPath plugin for Chrome browser. So you can see Chrome Web Store, you can go and install it. See, I already installed, that's why I remove from Chrome, but you will get a add to Chrome. So this is the one. So very useful plugin you should have. Quickly you will get the object identification.
But when the Playwright runs, maybe if we use the code gen also, does it needs or this one, or when once we install in our machine, that is fine, it will identify?
This is only for your purpose only. It
Okay.
won't no nothing to do with Playwright.
Okay.
Nothing to do with Playwright. You can use for Selenium, you can use for Cypress, you can use for just CSS and XPath. You will get automatically here. Further, if you spy on any element.
Okay, just an okay.
Yeah, just an add-on, one more add-on for quickly get the object identification. It will give all ID, name, class name, see everything it will fetch. All the locators it will fetch and give it to you. But dynamic, if it is a dynamic, it won't work out. So that one we have to use. Okay, so either this way also another way you can write. So see, I have shown you with locator, with the get by role, how to use the elements. Any one you can use to identify that. So I clicked on this. Let's take one of the standard user. So I'll use a standard user. And password secret SAS. Password is secret SAS. Okay, so that is the one. And then click on login button. Okay, I didn't enter here. Right, so then you have to see so this products text I want to verify. So the products text is present or not, so I want to verify that. So how can you verify that? right? So, or you can just verify this URL also. So how to verify URL? You know, right? How to verify URL? Just add that URL verification.
To have URL.
To have URL, you have to get the, so you give the piece and then to have URL, you can give that. So let's do that. So assertion we can give. So verify successful login by checking the next page URL. So the next page URL is this one. Just give that and write await expect. See that automatically we are getting. Await expect page dot to have URL and this URL. That's a confirmation for us after clicking on the login button. So it will wait for that to have this URL. So then check this as a, see there is a title attribute. Can you see this? Class title is there and products, right? Data test. So there is a data test. Class also there. So we can use a CSS and this locator inside products keyword is there or not. I'm going to check that. How to check that? See this. Verify. Let me write. So verify products.
So, Ramesh, before going to that, you are checking that URL, right? After login, you are checking that URL, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you mentioned yesterday or this morning, yesterday, do we have to validate the URL by defining const and then using the
No,
expect?
so that is to I have shown you how to get the this URL, how to get it. I have shown you by URL method. Okay. But you don't need to get that. So directly you can validate with like this. Directly you can validate. So this page URL automatically it will take to have this page should have this URL. You can tell that. So you don't need to fetch. Okay.
Okay.
So you don't need to fetch. You can directly do this validation.
Okay.
So if you fetch again, you have to use a to be method. You have to use that whatever you fetch, that you have to give here, and then dot to be and the URL you can give. So the expected and actual both you can give. But this one automatically it will take and checks. Okay, this page is having this URL or not. It will check.
Okay. Okay.
Again, one more note to fetch not required. So await expect. So I'm going to fetch this value by CSS selector. I'm using locator. So the locator and this CSS selector I used. Why this dot title? So this has a class value title. So if there is a class, how can you write CSS selector? So dot class value, right? Dot class value. So that's what I have used here. Dot class value dot to have a text products. So that means this locator should have a text products. You can verify like this. So I want to verify the first item. Okay. there are so many inventory items, right? So many. The first item I want to identify. So how can you identify that? Let's see this. See the inventory item name. So data test is there and class is there, right? You can use this class and write the CSS selector. But if you see this, let's see how many you will get here. So you will get so many you will get here. Dot, if you see how many you get? 1 of 6 you got. This is the problem. If you give like this directly, and the Playwright will throw an error. So you want to identify which element. So that first item I want, and you just tell that, okay? So okay, you give page dot locator, okay, page dot locator, and then first method is there. So that will easily identify that whether it is present or not. You can check that. So verify the first element from the list. We can write next method. So verify the first product name, right? First product name. So how can you get that? To get that, so I'm going to store const first product page dot locator. So this is the one. See, page dot locator, inventory item name dot inventory. See, this is the CSS selector I have written here. So this one by CSS selector I have written this. So the first method, and then you assert it. So what is the assert? Await, and this first product to have a text or to be visible. Otherwise, to be visible you can do, let me show you, to be visible you can do, or to have a text also, you can verify text. So I want await expect product to be visible. So that means this product should be visible. That's enough for me. So but I have shown you both ways, how to verify this text and how to check whether it is visible or not. Both you can do that.
So Ramesh, dot first method, does it identify it as a really first item in the list, or
First element it is fetch. First item it will identify and give it to you and storing in one variable.
so
In this, so many, right? 6 elements are there in this. You see this? 6 elements. Can you see here?
Oh yes.
So in this, so if you go one by one, so now it selected first one. Now it's 2 of 6. Second one it selected. Third one, fourth one. And how do you know? I want first one only enough for me. Then there is a method in the Playwright. So in the group of elements, okay, give me the first one only. And there is a method, first method is there. From the group, give the first element. So that is what this first method is doing that. So
Okay.
this is provided by Playwright.
Okay. So how is this it is identifying the CSS selector dot inventory item. Maybe you have can you repeat on that? How it
This one
is?
I have seen here in the see this is the one you can see I identified. See, spy on this, okay?
Yeah.
So you can see class value. This is the class value.
Yeah.
I took this class value and I have written. So with the class, how can we write a CSS selector dot class value? We have to write.
That is always the unique, right? Then
That's always the formula, dot class value. If there is a class
no,
value.
the inventory underscore item underscore name is always unique for the.
Yeah. This is the static, right? Static class value.
Okay.
Always unique. If there are numbers, you numbers and not wording not proper and alphabets are there, you should not trust that. numbers are there, you should not trust that. Okay, this is the valid one. It's a static ones.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, clear right now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm getting the first in this group of elements and storing here, and I'm checking. So in this product have the text, this one or not, or this is the one verification. Otherwise you can do just to be visible. That first product should be visible. That's enough for me. Next, I want to log out, right? I want to log out. So you have to click on this. So I think this guy, I don't know whether he has taken or not. Wrong, he has taken. But let's see, this is the one. So here we have ID. So hamburger menu button. So I need to take a hamburger menu. So says the selector. I'll write that. See, you should not trust that, okay? So always go with our own concepts. So locator, I'm giving a locator hash the ID value. Then I want to click it. I want to click it. Click. So when you click on this, so it will open. Then you have a logout here. So you have a logout. Get by role link you can give. Get by role link. So let me give you get by role. Oh, menu item they have given. Okay, that's correct. So menu item, logout, click. This is also correct. So that's a one simple test case we have done. But I have shown you different ways how to do with a page, locator, and then method, or page, method inside you can do uh, the locator and values. If it is a fill method, 2 parameters. If it is a single, you can do just a method. Okay, let's run this. And so I'm missing this bracket, and see, now we corrected it. In SaaS demo website. Okay, so let's run this in npx playwright test locators demo spec.js. If you want to run in debug mode, you can run in debug. So if you want me to run, always just hyphen headed review. It will run in headed mode. So even let me give you the browser. Okay, 5 browsers it is picked up. Right, perfect. And see that. So So some browsers it failed. So we need to see why it is failing, but yeah, you got, oh, all the browsers it failed. So where it got failed, let's see. Locator.click test timeout, logout. Okay, so logout is failing. Okay, so let's change the process. Okay, so it is saying, read that, test timeout, waiting for get by role.
So
Minute.
what is the default timeout? It's a 3000 milliseconds. Is that the default?
Default timeout, that is the one.
Right.
So
Okay.
MS, this is the max
Yes.
time it will take. 30,000 milliseconds.
Yeah.
So I think this is not correct. I will change this to locator, and I'll just give our own object identification. That's the best option. We don't want to depend on their. So E tag, right? I'm going to use ID. Simple. So if ID is there, you don't need to go any other. Simply write this one or ID. So that's enough. But I'll run one browser, okay? I don't want to run on multiple browsers. So let's Control C. So npx playwright -- project Chromium. Just run in Chromium. That's enough. You don't want to run on multiple browsers. Done. Right? So if you want multiple browsers, you can do that also. See, 2 workers. Both are done. I'll do now all the browsers. In a headless mode, I'll do that. 5 workers. Sorry guys for taking time because
Sure.
last week we I think 2 classes we missed, right? That's why see very quick. 5 browsers it finished in 21 seconds, right? Yeah, we'll write more complex, then we'll see that. Okay, more test cases, then we'll see how it goes. But let's understand all these locators concept.